Minutes after the hour, Michael Patrick Shiels, radio stations across the state of Michigan and Fox 47 television here just a block from the Capitol in our AT&T studio. Jody Caylor is with us, was here very, very early this morning. He's a UAW member. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too, Mike.
Well, it's been a while.
It's been a long while.
Were you here Thursday?
No, I wasn't here Thursday.
So this will be your first experience protesting at the Capitol, or you've been down before?
Yeah, it'll be my first experience protesting at the Capitol.
What are you expecting? What have you been told? What will you be doing?
Just walking. I mean, letting our voices be heard out there. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any problems or anything like that. I think it's going to be a good demonstration. I think the governor ought to reconsider what he's doing and really look at, the problems we have around this country and the state. And he's fixing something that ain't broke. That's our point. That's our stand. If he really looks at, the U.S. Census Bureau, out of the top 10 poverty states, 8 of them are right-to-work states. The number 1 state, which is Louisiana, 21.1% of poverty, and that's a right-to-work state. And this state, he's going to put us in that top 10. This bill passes.
What has the UAW done for you, and how many years have you been a member?
I've been a member for 16 years with the UAW. Before the UAW, I was an iron worker, Local 508. And before that, I was with the operating engineers, Local 324.
So you'd be staying in the union regardless of what happens?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's when you take the money away, our union dues, you're taking the power to negotiate contracts. That's understandable.
But no leverage.
But no leverage. There's, it takes money to run the government every day. It takes the money to negotiate these contracts with people, and it's not right for the state. Not at all.
Well, what have you been told about today? What are your instructions? Any guidelines, rules?
No guidelines, of course, stay out of trouble. It's going to be a friendly protest. I mean, people are going to voice their opinions. You're going to see, your signs that, no right to work is wrong for the state. It's going to probably be one of the calmest protests you've ever seen. I mean, really, there's going to be, I heard the number of 10,000. It'll probably be
more than that.
Oh, it'll probably be 50 plus.
Wow.
It's going to load this Capitol here.
Mark Brewer is here, the chairman of the Michigan Democratic Party. Welcome to the studio here.
Morning, Michael Patrick.
Where will you be today? What's your plan?
I'll be with the protesters.
You be one of the first people to try to get into the Capitol building, or is that not your role, or what do you think?
I'll probably be staying outside with folks, but we'll just have to see how the day goes. Looking forward to a very vigorous protest. I tell you, I'm very concerned, though, about this heavy police presence. I mean, this is really Jace Bolger's police state. We're seeing around here stories now about they're planning fake protesters in the crowd, undercover cops, riot gear being prepared. I mean, look, thousands of middle-class Michigan citizens are going to come to the Capitol today to express their First Amendment rights to be heard on this issue. And have this kind of intimidating and excessive police presence, I think, is really unnecessary and undemocratic, frankly. We saw it last Thursday, and it looks like, by all indications, it's going to be far worse today.
Are you surprised we are where we are today, that it happened so... It seemed to happen quickly, but it probably didn't.
Well, as we talked about yesterday in a press conference we held, this has been a corporate effort for years here in Michigan. This just didn't happen spontaneously. This is not a reaction to Proposal 2, not because of what the unions did to Proposal 2 on the ballot. Dick DeVos, Ron Weiser, Americans for Prosperity, and all these corporate-backed groups, the Koch brothers and others, have been planning this for years, and this is their moment. They're about to suffer a diminished Republican majority in the House, and they couldn't do this next year. So this is their last opportunity currently to do this. So, again, this has been years in the making, And we see the Republicans and their corporate bosses taking advantage of this opportunity.
Do you believe that the governor changed his mind at the last minute, or that he was pulled sort of kicking and screaming into it? Or do you believe that was disingenuous when he said all along it wasn't on his agenda?
Disingenuous at best, because, again, this has been a long-term effort. This is not new on the Republican side of the aisle. Labor leaders have been negotiating in good faith with him. They were misled by him. I mean, to go from this is not on my agenda to I'll sign the bill in 48 hours, Michael Patrick, that's not honest. That's not acting in good faith. That is being at best disingenuous. And I agree with the folks that say he lied to the voters of Michigan when he came into office and said, look, I'm going to be a moderate. I'm going to work with everybody. I'm not going to leave anybody behind. We've got serious economic problems in this state. You know, we need jobs. We need education. Why are we spending our time on something that doesn't need fixing? This is pure ideological political ploy by the corporations, the CEOs in this state who run the Republican Party. That's all this is.
Do you know anything about the negotiations that went on at the last minute between the union leaders and the governor and the speaker and the Senate Majority Leader?
Nothing more than what's been disclosed in the press, because they did agree to keep them confidential. So there's been some disclosure of the fact there were negotiations going on. And again, the labor leaders were negotiating in good faith in an attempt to resolve this and avoid being put where they are today. But we saw this alleged change of heart by the governor. But again, I think he was negotiating in bad faith all along.
Do you think that your name was part of those negotiations? Because that's what I heard.
I have no idea.
No? You haven't? Nobody said that to you?
No.
Okay, so there you go. Now, where will you be going now, Jody?
I'm going to hook up with my 163 brothers and sisters and some IBW-17 brothers and sisters.
We'll be here all day. Thank you both for being here very much. A safe day to everyone.